The island of Sodor is a very special place indeed. There are lots of different forms of transportation: road, bus, tractor, and railway, among many others, of course, but railway is the most popular. You can see lots of engines hard at work, like Thomas, who always cheers everyone up. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the island of Sodor.
Flying Houston's Run. It was an important day in the yard. All the engines were gathered to see a very special engine. "Who is that?" said Thomas. "That is a celebrity," smiled Duck. "What's a celebrity?" said Thomas. "Someone who is very famous," Duck replied. "Oh," smiled Thomas. He was intrigued. All the engines and people were busy smiling, asking questions, and taking photographs. The engine's name is Flying Houston. Flying Houston would be coming in a moment. The other engines in Vickerstown were very busy shunting trucks and moving them out of the way. "Watch out, Melody," cried Gordon. "You'll only get in the way. You're such a little engine." Then they heard a whistle. "That's Houston," said Gordon. Melody backed away, frightened. When the photographs were over, the engines had time to ask Houston questions. "What's the longest train you've ever pulled?" "I've pulled lots of heavy goods trains." "What's the fastest you've ever gone?" "I've gone very fast. I have a huge run back to Sodor later on today," Houston replied. The engines were pleased to meet such a famous engine from the mainland. "I can go faster than Gordon," said Houston. The other engines laughed. "No, you can't, Houston." "Hello, Sir Flying Houston. Do you mind? I'm trying to sleep." "I'm sorry. I just wanted to know all about you." "Please, call me Houston." "Yes, Sir Houston." "So, I wish I could be as efficient and reliable as you." "Don't worry, little Melody. You can be just as reliable as me." Melody was unhappy. What makes Flying Houston so special? He seems just as regular as all the Sodor engines. I'm going to find out. "He is so big and green," puffed Emily. "Just like I am." "He's strong," puffed Molly. "Like me." "He is reliable," said Samson. "Like me." "His paint is shiny, like mine," bubbled James. Melody was disappointed. "Come on, Houston. We have to get ready for our big run to the mainland and then back to Sodor." "All right," Houston smiled. He was ready to go. Woo, woo. When Melody returned to Vickerstown, she had a nasty surprise awaiting her. "What happened?" "We are going to be using electrical diesel engines now," boomed the Fat Controller, "to carry passengers. Steam engines are no longer as efficient. Inefficient engines shall go away and be shut up in the shed. Not scrapped, but shut up in the shed. You're not as reliable as me," said the electrical diesel, rolling away. Melody and Rosie were hurt. "If only we were still efficient," said Rosie. "We are efficient," Melody replied. Melody puffed to the Sodor suspension bridge on her way back to the sheds. She was disappointed. She saw Henry and Brandon. "What happened?" "We've broken down. We can't take our passengers to Vickerstown Station to meet Houston," said Brandon. "No wonder the Fat Controller thinks we steamies are inefficient. Because you're lazy." "We're not being lazy. We are seriously broken down." Then fine, bubbled Melody. I shall make up for your lost time. I'll take your train for you. Now for a sprint, she bubbled. Her driver put on the pistons, and soon they were whizzing down the main line. Go faster, cried Melody. We have to beat Flying Houston to Vickerstown. He was going very fast from the mainland. As she puffed along, she raced through the junctions, telling all the other engines about showing the Fat Controller they were most efficient. Hurry along, Melody bubbled. We must show the Fat Controller that we are very efficient engines. She had to beat Houston to the station. She was wasting no time. She was going as fast as she wanted, and as fast as her driver would let her. Houston was going very fast too. He was roaring across the bridge to Sodor. His passengers were having a lovely ride. Melody zoomed over the bridge. She had to get to Vickerstown before Flying Houston. Finally, she arrived at Vickerstown station. She was tired but excited. Then she saw Rosie. What happened to the electric diesel? He overheated. He can't take his passengers now. Maybe I was wrong to say that you steam engines are inefficient, boomed the Fat Controller. You are very reliable engines, he said to Melody. Then Melody saw her friend Flying Houston pull in on the other line, just after her. Well done, said Flying Houston. You got here 5 minutes before me. You would do 5 minutes after me. You arrived early. Thank you, said Melody. You steam engines are efficient. Well, you Sodor engines at least. Mainland engines aren't so efficient. I'm one of the few useful ones, said Houston. The engines laughed. Melody puffed home back to the shed. That little engine will be going far, said Houston. Have you ever been upset because you met someone who you thought was better than you? Once, my friend Evelyn thought she wasn't a very resourceful engine because James told her she wasn't, so she set out to find out who she was. This only resulted in trial and error, however, as she learned she could only be what she was made to be. Melody met Flying Houston and was so inspired by him. She wondered what made him so special. Then she realized that the Fat Controller didn't think his very own steam engines were efficient, so she had to set out to prove that all the steam engines on Tottenham Hats Railway are as efficient as they seem. And she had to beat Flying Houston to Vickerstown from the other direction. And she did, going as fast as she could. Flying Houston realized that Melody is a very resourceful engine. See you next time.
He's the cheeky one. James is famous.